Welcome to Fearlyss and Unfiltered, the show where thought leaders, creatives, founders come together to share their unfiltered stories of how they've built their brands and businesses. I'm your host, Alyssa Olerud, and I am so excited to introduce you to today's guest, not only because you are going to learn so much from him, but because him and I have talked about doing a podcast or collaborating together since we've met. He is actually one of the people who encouraged me to start a podcast, and I'm so excited to introduce Jon Reyes to you in a few moments. He is able to add so much value in the space of creating a brand online. He has 2.5 million followers over various platforms, predominantly on YouTube. He started on YouTube 23 years ago, and you're going to hear him talk about that journey in today's episode. Our friendship is also a classical example of personal branding because Jon and I met in the weirdest way. We happen to live in the same neighborhood, and I saw him post in our neighborhood Facebook group, and I knew that there are not many people in our area that have their careers based off of social media. I knew we needed to chat. So about a year ago, we started getting coffee at the local coffee shop about once a month, bouncing ideas off of each other. And you're going to get a good look into the way he thinks and the way he's been so successful. So without further ado, Jon Reyes. Thanks for being here, Jon.
What's up?
You're the first person to ever record with me in my makeshift home studio.
This is fun. You got a good setup.
We're going to talk a lot about content creation and your story today, but I want to go a little bit deeper than that because I've heard you give so much advice to so many different people. And I think that the core of your message is so important for people to hear, whether they are just starting their business or they have an established brand similar to how you have. So take me back to when you first started riding scooters, because I am willing to bet you did not know it was going to turn into what it is now.
No, I had no idea. I mean, everybody had a Razor scooter back in the day, I would hope.
I remember.
And these things were just trendy for one summer. And yeah, everybody had one, the little foldable, noisy things. At the end of the summer, once school started, 99% of people just threw them out or left them in the garage or put them in storage. I needed this thing to get around Queens, New York, because I was a little kid. I didn't have a car, and it was just the perfect way to get around. So I used that to get around, so I didn't throw one out. And then I just played around, started rolling off some curbs. I'm like, oh, that was kind of fun. Then you roll off 2 curbs. I'm like, oh. Then this natural addiction to using it to commute, to go to 8th grade, to the deli, to home, to the park, to a birthday party, and then up and down some stairs when in between. And then from there, it was just this natural addiction to just wanting to use it more. Whether I went further, I commuted even further, or just tried to learn more tricks. And then no intention. It wasn't even a sport, right? So when I started, there was this Razor, and there was nothing. There was no sport. There was no tricks. There was no videos about tricks either. So it's not like I can look at a video and like, oh, those tricks are possible. Let me try them. It was just no one knew.
So 8th grade was when that happened. When did you start riding more than just a hobby? And did that happen before or after you started your YouTube channel?
More than a hobby. You mean when I turned pro, like that kind of thing, or?
Well, there's like there's that middle area, right? You start riding as a kid and it's fun, and then eventually you go pro. But there's this middle area. I know you were working in the shop, you were busting your ass to work and ride and do all of those things. Somewhere in there, it exploded to get you to the pro level. So what was that?
Yeah, so it was that same addiction from day one, but just multiplied by 1 million or something. I just remember trying to do tricks for the first 2 years and not really being serious, just getting around like we just said. And then there was a video that was made by Razor, who made those scooters, and it came in the box of the scooters 2 years later. And I watched the video and I saw them do a backflip. Like, holy, this possible? Like, I need to know how to do that. It's great to watch, but I need to learn it. And then from that day is when I'm like, holy crap, I have to do this. And I wasn't thinking about money. I wasn't thinking about future. It was just an addict. And then from there, I was working 2 jobs and then just trying to learn as much as I can on the scooter. So it was a very long day every day for a few years until eventually I turned pro.
Have you ever worked with Razor in a brand capacity?
They sent me 2 scooters once because I sent them a video of my tricks. They never sponsored me, but they said, that's a cool video. Here's 2 scooters. So that was the closest I
Razor
got.
needs to sponsor Jon. That's what I'm getting at.
No.
We're going to talk more about your sponsorships and how that developed over the course of your career. I've heard you talk about your career many times. I've never heard you with the Razor story.
Yeah, if it wasn't for Razor, I wouldn't be here.
That's insane. At what point did you go from watching that video to learn the tricks to start to being the person who was making the videos?
Oh, that was, I mean, I think I started filming myself even in the beginning. Like
Yeah.
when I was on a razor, my friend had a camera and then I would try a trick and I said, can you film my trick? And there was no motive to put it on YouTube or to get sponsored because you couldn't get sponsored. And I didn't even know what the hell YouTube was, or I didn't know you can get paid from YouTube. No, you could actually, you couldn't even get paid from YouTube back then.
Mm.
There was no monetization, but I wanted to put it on YouTube so I could watch it and see what I look like when I scooter.
Mhm.
So I had my friend film some tricks and we made a video, and that was 2002, so well before monetization.
And you put that video on YouTube.
Yeah, I have one of them. That video is actually on my friend's channel, and his channel got deleted. So make sure all your content goes on your channel and fucking be strong with it. But I have some earlier videos from before I thought YouTube would be my career in the future. I have some early videos from there, just from self interest, just to kind of study. Like, okay, that I look like that when I ride. I could probably make that better. That was not that good, and I can kind of just help myself progress and learn more. And I was just so addicted. So if there's something that can contribute to me learning more tricks, I was in, and the videos and self-filming was part of that. So it was just natural progression from that to eventually YouTube.
Yeah. It's so fascinating to hear you say YouTube in 2002 in the same sentence, because I think a lot of the people in my network are like, should I be on YouTube? I'm going to go on YouTube now, maybe. And you are like the YouTube OG. So, how have you seen YouTube change from the time you started posting videos? Walk us through that progression of like, I'm just posting to teach myself, to now I have a following and now it's being monetized.
I think it's exactly how it was. But there was a time in between where people overthought it. That's when monetization came. And you're thinking, I'm going to post to get paid. I'm going to post to get followers. But you forgot the main reason why you want to film yourself, document something that you like and enjoy, which now that whole motive behind getting paid is wearing out because now so YouTube's oversaturated in a
Mhm.
good way because now the people who are successful are the ones that are posting for that natural passionate reason, and that's what builds the community. So now I'm kind of seeing that transition just back to the same reason why I started, which makes it even easier for me to post. 'Cause I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, cool. I just got to do what I enjoyed in the beginning. I just want to film myself and learn, and maybe someone else can learn. But either way, I'm learning about
Yeah.
myself and have some self-awareness filming. So that's what I see now. 23-year progression of YouTube. That's what it looks like.
That's wild. And I totally see what you mean about people kind of getting lost in the idea of I'm going to post here just because I want to get paid for it.
Yeah, they'll wear out. Like that's great. You want to get paid, especially if you're devoting your life to something, because you have to make a return in order to continue. In order to continue to do it,
Mhm.
otherwise you have to work somewhere else, which then takes away from the thing that you like to do. So you have to figure that out. But at the same time, the fuel should be that original. Like I just want to film myself, and if no one watches it, I'm still okay. And if one person watches it, that's a blessing. And then if it takes off, even better.
Mhm. You shared with me once that you think of every YouTube subscriber as a friend.
100%.
And so I know that your success has been because of your passion and your consistency, but obviously what you've posted over time has changed. So what is your regular schedule like now?
I still post every day.
Mhm.
There's been times I took breaks just to kind of either one to I'll use the words like charge up, where it's like if this video is going to come out, I'm going to kind of prep for it and really tune in to increase the quality of that video. And then I've also posted every day for years. I've done an everyday vlog for 2.5 years straight, and every video was plus 10 minutes, and I never missed. And that was the beginning of the channel to see how I enjoyed it, how the audience enjoyed it, and it was all good. It grew the channel. And then now I still post every day. The content is different just because the world we're in is very quick, vertically get to the point. I need to learn now
Mhm.
thing. So that has shifted just because I still want to show value to the people that watch my stuff. And if I'm not listening to them, it wouldn't, then I could put the videos on private. But there's a balance where I want to post what I want,
Yeah.
but then I still want it to be worth someone's time to watch it.
Yeah. So are you doing mostly short form?
Mostly now.
Yeah.
In the meantime, I do have plans to shift big time to long form, but I have to heal my damn hip. Once my hip is healed, then I have these crazy plans. But right now, I'm doing short form because it's easier for me.
Yeah.
But I do have some plans for long form because that's the true community builder
Yeah.
for sure.
I'm excited to hear about that. And my first thought was, okay, is it going to be the types of videos he's been posting, or is he moving in a different direction? But based on you saying your hip needs to heal, I'm thinking it's
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
be similar. But that's a good segue. When we first started grabbing coffee, so John and I live in the same neighborhood, and we would just meet like once a month at the coffee shop down the street and talk shop. From then to now, I feel like what we're doing has changed significantly. Maybe not you, like you're still consistent. Maybe what I'm doing from a
You've
business sense.
evolved so much. Look at this 7. This is cool.
But I feel like you have too. You were talking about how, as you start to age, you can't do the same things now that you did when you were 23 years ago, however old you were. And this is not to say that you are old by any means.
That's why we're sitting on the higher chair right now. My damn hip is hurting. I get it.
But this is something that we've talked about, and you've had to evolve your content so that it is still what your audience wants to see, but in service of your body and in your health. And I know that there are going to be people who listen to this who heard you say a couple minutes ago that you post 10 plus minutes every day. Their immediate thought was, holy shit, I can't do that. How can I do that? Why would I do that? And so I want you to speak to a little bit of like how you can make the content evolve with you and not force it. Just make it a natural part of what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, it can evolve in any direction. For me, I wanted to evolve into long form because I'm going to work to earn time to be able to do that. Some people don't have the time to do long form. So if you can, maybe you only have 10 minutes a day to move in between 2 major tasks, whether you're a family or a job, whatever. That 10 minutes, you have to consolidate, and what can you put up in 10 minutes? You're going to end up probably doing a short form thing. I mean, you still could do long form, but in that direction, you'd be in a short form routine. Right now, I am in a short form routine just because it's harder for me to film long form right now. I'm into the end, but once I earn myself time to do long form, then I'll do that. So I think depending on everybody has a different circumstance. Like everybody, when I first started the YouTube channel, it's not like that was my first video. I made videos for 16 years before that, but not thinking YouTube, I would just upload a random video or a random trick or a longer video and then like a random single trick. So it'd be 5-second thing or a 10-minute thing. So I had no routine. I was just trying things. And after trying all different directions of uploading, then I said, okay, I could probably upload a long form video every day because I know what it takes and I've earned the time to do that.
Mhm.
There's everybody's life's different. I think if you can upload as much as possible, then the people who are watching you would probably enjoy seeing you more often.
So, what advice would you give to somebody who is just semi-active on social media? Maybe they have their account, they don't use it in a business capacity, but they are listening to this because they want to learn how to grow their brand, knowing that they are probably starting from the early stages. What advice would you give them?
Have fun.
Oh,
Just stop thinking and just have fun when you can.
let's go a little deeper because that's wonderful advice. But knowing my clientele, they'll hear have fun and they'll be like, okay, cool.
Like a business,
what
right? And
is
they're stressing out. They're like, how do I get
What
the
does
ball
that
rolling?
mean? Does that mean I should be posting short form? Does that mean I should be posting on Instagram, on LinkedIn? Like
Whatever you want.
people tend to go and
Yeah, overthink. Yeah, try that. Overthink anything on earth, and it will not be fun. If you try to tie your shoe, do you bunny ears tie your shoes? Or you do the loop swoop.
I don't know.
I do the bunny ears. Everybody, I think I'm the only one who does it. I think, yeah, okay. So I'm the only one who does the bunny ears. I don't know. My mom's crazy, but whatever. If I told you to tie bunny ears and you sat there and you're overthinking, you probably would either not even try, not do it, or stress doing it. It's like the simplest thing.
Yeah.
This is kind of a stupid example, but
No, I love that.
but just anything, right? If you were to sit there and overthink it, if you were to pull it off when you were overthinking, you wouldn't have a good time, which then that version of yourself on camera is not the best version of yourself. And that's the version that they're going to see. And they're not going to like that version because they like the true part of you even more, which you'll only see if you don't overthink.
Right.
So just have fun. And if you're stressing out, take a break, try tomorrow. Like I say upload as much as you can, but then as much as you can without forcing it. So if once a month is the most you can do while having fun, that's where it starts. Next month too.
Does it feel fair to say that you can look at your schedule and just make a commitment to yourself? Like, I see I have these time blocks I'm going to do it twice a week.
Yeah, I would change the word from myself to my audience, and then that will automatically happen.
Okay, let's walk through that again. I don't even know where I said myself. What did
Okay.
I say?
You said, can you commit yourself to a specific time every day or however many times a week to upload? I'd say you change that to the audience, where it's like, I commit time to the people once a week or twice a week, whatever it is, because that's more motivating. Because if you're doing something and you know someone on the other end is going to enjoy watching something that you enjoy to do or give value, then you're more likely going to show up, because the other person is waiting for that. And then that gives you more motivation, more drive. And then when you are filming, you're doing something for yourself and someone else, which is like a superpower.
Yeah, that is such a simple but impactful mindset shift.
The camera blocks everything, right? Like, we're looking at a camera right now.
Yeah.
People are watching. We don't know the amount of views this will get. But because we're looking at a camera, we don't really see that number. But if you were to line people up behind over there, the energy you get from seeing people listening to you talk about something that you're knowledgeable in, you want to share it to help inspire the next group of people that want to learn from you, you're a different person. But the problem is the lens. So if you can trick, and I think I talked to you about this before, if you can trick and just pretend that this lens is not just a little piece of hardware, that there's people on the other side of the screen, you're gonna tread differently when you upload.
Yeah.
And I think people forget that. And if you remember that, then uploading would be very easy and easy to not overthink, because you're just like, oh, my friends are on the other side, they're waiting for me to do something cool for them.
Yeah. I think that's the most important part when you're thinking about the other person, is thinking about it as them being your friends. Because a lot of people, when they overthink, part of their overthinking is, people are going to make fun of me, or what if I say something stupid?
That's fine. That's what friends are for. If you say something stupid and your friend's like, that was stupid, then you're like, okay, I guess that was. And you all smile.
Yeah.
Right? If someone says it's stupid and they actually think it's stupid, they probably won't watch your video the next time, which is fine.
Yeah.
And then you could take that as, was it stupid? No. If you're confident and you're having fun, then it doesn't matter, even if it is stupid. So I tie my shoes with bunny ears. That's probably stupid. No one else does it, but I don't care because my shoes are tied right now, so it doesn't matter. Like, that's how you got to think about it. Yeah, because there'll be people that will criticize, but deep down, if they're here in the room, they probably wouldn't criticize for more than 10 seconds, and they can see what kind of person we are, and then we exchange and eventually become friends. So if you think like that, there's nothing to be insecure about either.
Yeah, that's great advice. Working in content creation, social media, making a living that way is different. It's not what most people are striving for. Most people are striving to just build their brand enough to build their business. I think you and I get along so well because we kind of are a little bit past that. Like, social media content creation is what we do for a business, even though what we are putting out into the world is completely different. So I have never had an experience like the one I'm about to ask you about. And I want to hear more about what your thought process was like, not even the thought process, but what did you think the first time you realized that you could make money doing what you loved?
For content or for the scooter? Because it was two different stages. Content. Okay, for content. I saw a limitless potential. That was the first thing. Because I grew up where you get a paycheck, and to get a raise, it took at least 6 months to get a little bit of raise. So like that bump, you knew what the bump would be and what it took. But with content, there's no limit. It's literally how hard you work. The harder you work, the more you try to make as many friends as possible by using a camera and the internet. There's no limit. And I think that excited me, and that happened probably 2 years into YouTube. Because I knew you can get paid, so I started the channel. I was like, I'm gonna upload every day, and then you get $100 or $200 in the first 2 years, and then I think once I hit $1,000, $1,000, and it was 2 years, and it's not like I made an X amount and then it just stayed there. Like, it could keep going up the more you made content. So then I think it was that first $1,000 and 2 years into the YouTube channel. Okay, there's really no limit, because I started with $100, and you're only allowed to collect if you had $100 on YouTube revenue. Yeah. So I think once I got that, I was like, okay, 100's cool, whatever. But I think when you can see there's literally no limit at all. And I think that's the coolest part.
I want to highlight what you just said about how it was 2 years before you even saw $1,000 and
Mm.
how cool you thought that was. Because I think a lot of people who are trying to build something on social media, I think it's fair to say that they give up too quickly. That their expectations are very high. If I'm going to do this for a little bit, and if it doesn't bring in the followers or it doesn't bring in money, they are quick to give up and say it doesn't work.
That's good. I want them to give up.
It's better for you.
No,
It's
no,
better- I'm kidding.
because if I got you,
Jesus.
I got you. We're here. If they're giving up because they're only in it for money, please get off YouTube.
Yes.
That's it. Like, don't be a. What words can I say? I say
You can say whatever you want.
Don't
This
be a
show
dick.
is called Unfiltered.
Don't be a dick to the audience that you're trying to artificially build and use just for you to make money.
Oh my God.
That will, if it works, that will eventually wear out.
Mhm.
And it's wearing out right now and overall in all of YouTube, just because there were the genuines, and then they go, holy shit, you can get paid. And then now people are watching like, wow, everybody's just trying to get paid. I want to watch the good guys. And that's coming back to the same ones, that same style of video, which you'll see it. The guys that are on top are the ones that just care about themselves and the people.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Um,
And if you give up, I mean, I don't know, just stop and try something else that you enjoy. It's, I would say get off YouTube. I would say not permanently. Get off YouTube for that reason and
Mhm.
get back on for the right reason.
Yeah.
Get back on and upload 10 videos private. If you don't enjoy doing that, then stay off.
That's a very good practice run.
Yeah.
It seems.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to get paid right away either. It
Mhm.
doesn't work like that. I
Yeah.
uploaded every single day a 10-minute video for 700 days straight, and then I got $100 or something. That's when I got paid.
Mhm.
And then the 1,000 came later. But it took a long time, and I couldn't miss. And I worked 2 jobs during the day while I was uploading every day, and
Mhm.
then I got paid.
Yeah.
So I was looking to get paid. I was getting paid for my other job.
Yeah. And that's why I asked you about that, because like I said, what I do is completely different, even though it's social media. I'm working with small businesses, and a lot of times they're like, we need more customers, and they're looking for the social media content to like save their business.
It can.
It's easy, right? It's easy to think that way because we've seen it done. But I think a lot of people don't realize that it's not an overnight thing. You're not going to post, like the majority of the time, you're not going to post one time and see all of your business problems go away. It is more so of you're going to build a community, you're going to be consistent, you're going to be authentic, and from that, your people will find you.
Right. And you shouldn't have to think about that.
Right.
If you're thinking about building a community, being authentic, imagine we walked into a coffee shop when we hung out one time. We're like, okay, John's here. I got to be authentic. I got to be original. You're probably going to BS your whole whatever you're going to say that day. We don't do that in person. Let's not do it in front of the camera, which is we're trying to reach people.
Yeah.
So just act the same you do in person.
Mhm.
It'll work.
I love that. So let's pivot a little bit outside of social media to just a standard day in the life. The way that I like to structure these conversations that we have on the podcast is similar to the content framework that I've shared with you, Flow, where we talk about your foundation, your lifestyle, your offer, and your wisdom, because I think that helps people naturally show up authentically without having to think about it. Your lifestyle, in my opinion, is a genuine part of that. And now you kind of like live and breathe your health, your fitness, your sport. When you are not riding, when you're not creating content, what are you doing?
Thinking about it. I mean, I'm still a normal human. I the scooter 24 hours, but I would not be able to make it past 40 if I tried to do that. So I want to scooter as long as possible.
Yeah.
So I got to give my body a break, which I'm learning now. As I'm older, I'm not 10 anymore, so I can't face plant. And then just like, oh, okay, I'm good. Black eyes, whatever.
Yeah.
Now a face plant keeps you sleeping for a few weeks. But what I'm not doing when I'm riding, I try my best to. Over the years, I've tried my best to practice what I do making content and get better at it, increase quality, but also increase efficiency to the point where I can do everything I'm doing in a shorter amount of time so I can earn myself regular human life and not documented life and enjoy being present with people that I love and friends and stuff like that. So when I first started making content, I would work a job from 9 to 9. So I would go to the gym from 5 to 6. Then I would film a video from about 7:30 to 8:30, and then I would go to the job from 9 to 9. Then I would come home and I would edit from about 10 to 12, and that was my day. So I didn't have time to hang out with people.
Mhm.
Right. So now over the last 9 years, so now I try to squeeze that whole, I don't know how many hours, maybe it was a 19-hour day or
Mhm.
18-hour day. I'm able to do that in an hour. Yeah, 2 hours.
Wow.
Obviously, I don't have to work the full-time job anymore, but that's because I did earn time, pay from content. So now everything I'm doing with content in order to keep the ball rolling is done in 1 hour, maybe less.
So what's that like? Like when you wake up, what are you doing? Give us a day in the life of Jon.
Okay, I wake up, I get some sun in my eyes first, look in the sun, get that circadian rhythm going, drink some hot lemon water with a little pinch of salt in there. Then I'll do some meditation, then I'll do my workout, and then kind of clear my mind, don't touch my phone, make sure I'm still being a human, not a robot, and then have breakfast, and then hang out with my wife and dog, and then I'll handle the content things for an hour. But I have some free time now. I'm also healing from the injuries, and a lot of the day is based on health and anything I can do to contribute to speeding up the injury. So that's that. But usually I would be out riding all day,
Mhm.
and I would film for about maybe 2 hours, and then the rest I would just ride off camera,
Mhm.
which is my favorite thing to do ever.
Yeah.
I want to, if I can get to the point where I can just scooter for 10 hours a day and I only have to film an hour of it, that'd be awesome.
Okay.
So I try my best to earn myself time for freedom because back in the day, I didn't really have that.
Yeah. So now that you've had a little bit, just with being forced because of your injury to kind of take a step back,
Mm.
have you had the time to explore the area at all? Like, what is your favorite thing to do here in North Carolina without giving away too much?
I don't know. The part, this might sound boring compared to what I usually do. I like to do backflips and go to the skate park and go crazy, but the parks here are sick.
Yeah.
Because I'm from New York. If you saw a tree on the block, we'd be like, "Holy shit, there's a tree."
Huh.
Now you can go to a park, and especially now with the fall and all
Yeah.
the leaves changing colors, I don't know. It's a lot to. It's very different.
Yeah.
I'm not used to it, so I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I would look up and see buildings, and then look down, and it would be soot and dirtiness. So now I look up and I see trees and I see clean. That's my favorite.
Yeah.
Very simple.
Have you taken advantage of the trail ecosystem here in the
Yeah.
neighborhood?
Yeah. That's one of my favorites too. So
Yeah.
very, very boring compared to what I usually like to do, but I love it.
I think that's great.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people strive to have that freedom and flexibility.
Yeah, definitely.
Good for
You gotta earn it. It took a while, but and everybody, depending on how much time you put in, then that should be the self drive to earn that piece.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good point.
Mhm.
Let's talk about your favorite brand partnerships that you've done so far. I've heard you give really good advice around getting brand partnerships, and it's not to people who are doing YouTube or content creation for a living. You're really good at helping the ordinary business owner who has a social media presence figure out how they can make money off of that. Or let's just say monetize that, not make money off of that. Since we've talked, the theme has been we should not just be trying to make money, but the business side of social media that is if you have an audience, you can monetize it. So let's talk about some of the easy ways that people can monetize, whether it's YouTube or Instagram, LinkedIn.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same tactic for everybody where everybody has a superpower and they're really good and they have a voice. And if you're not on social media and you have a good voice, getting on it would enhance that voice. If you're already on it and you have the voice and you're not monetizing, there's a way to do it because of your good voice. So I had a friend who has a very powerful voice on LinkedIn and he wasn't making any money at all. And I said, dude, it's clear as day that there has to be at least one brand that wants to support your voice. And whether it's $1, 10 or 20, starting at $1 or even zero, just making the connection is worth bringing that along for the ride. So I just had a 10-minute conversation with him. Like, dude, you're very powerful and inspiring. There's going to be a brand that wants to be along for the ride. Put that in his head. And I think it was a month later, he locked in a deal that is still going on now. And it's 3 years later. So that's just an example. But for
Well, between you guys having that conversation and him locking it in, what is that process? Because if I remember correctly, he had to reach out to somebody, right? It's not like
yeah,
the brands were just coming to him.
it's just being human. Same way you reach out to your audience to get them to watch your stuff, or it's like, hey, like, do you need help? Can I do something in a video that can help you? Same thing. It's the same process. People overthink connecting with brands and building subscribers and building followers and then making money. It's literally the same formula. It's the same thing. It's just looking in a different direction. It's the same formula. Be genuine, be genuine, be genuine. It's like literally the same thing. If you, for instance, there's let's say a glasses company, and I like these glasses, and I like them. No one knows I like them yet. I really like them, and I'm like, damn, these glasses are sick. Then I'll reach out to the brand and say, I love your glasses.
Mm.
That's it. I'm just trying to make friends with someone. And if they say, wow, thanks, cool, we connected. If they don't answer, doesn't matter. I still like the glasses. I'm still going to buy them. So if they don't answer, I'll still own them and wear them. If they respond and say, cool, we'll send you another pair. Cool, now I have 2 glasses, even better than having 1. Maybe they'll pay me. Like, oh, I see your videos. And so it's that same humble, genuine communication, which we should already have before the internet existed, that we forget. And you just use that. And everybody has it. You just camera, lens, internet, comments, and you forget that if you were to go outside, you're not thinking internet when you bump into someone. You're like, oh, your dog's cute.
Yeah.
It's just that. It's
Yeah.
like you have a cute dog, but just glasses or a product or something. Same thing. And it works every single time. You don't get paid every time, but you feel great every single time you do it. Whether you get your DM seen or not, it still works because you are supporting a brand that you enjoy and proving it by leaving a comment.
That's a
You
great
can't
point.
lose.
That's a great point.
You can win even harder when they connect and they give you a nice salary, but at the end, you can't lose.
Yeah. So it's clear that there are people on the internet who will take any sort of brand deal just to take the dollars. You are not that person.
No, they're not that person either. Would they take any job just to get paid?
There are people who do that. There are.
That will eventually make you miserable.
Yeah.
And then you'll stop. It's not a forever thing. But deep down, that person is not that kind of person forever.
So all of that being said, it's clear that you won't do that. You haven't done that. And you still get a lot of brand deals just by 1, being yourself, 2, being good at your trade, and 3, building your audience the way that you have. I can think of multiple deals that you've done, but what's been your favorite?
Probably Envy, my scooter sponsor.
Yeah.
Because since I was a kid, I always wanted to be a professional athlete. And because of them, I am now considered one.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm a content creator, but even besides the YouTube, Instagram content stuff, Envy, which is the brand that makes the scooters that I ride, they're the ones that gave me the. And then as far as like other things, other brands besides the scooter, like the content side of things, I think Tiger Balm was probably my favorite. There's a really cool story about that. It's a good lesson that I didn't know I was learning, but that was probably my favorite brand to work with.
That's the story.
So, okay, so the advice I just gave is exactly what I learned to do by doing it, not thinking I was doing it. So I used Tiger Balm. Everybody knows like pain relieving ointment. So if you get a bruise or something, you put it on. It's icy hot. Has some other stuff that helps relieve pain. It's awesome. I've been using that since I was a kid. Parents bought it when it was in a medicine cabinet, and then there was a competition in Pennsylvania, and I was so confident. I was in I love the skate park. Like, oh, I'm gonna win. I was practicing the day before. My run was locked in. I was like, I'm winning tomorrow, 100%. I got it. Like cat's in the bag. An hour before the park closed, the night before, I broke my ankle.
Oh no.
Pissed. I was so pissed. And my ankle was a balloon. My right ankle, I remember looking at it. It was green, blue. The next day, I was like, dude, I could have won, but I made a stupid move that I triggered I didn't do. So then I had Tiger Balm. I was like, all right, whatever. I'm just going to warm up how I can, rapid, put some Tiger Balm, put Tiger Balm with some adrenaline, some Tiger Balm, and blasting music. I won that competition, have a first place trophy at home, and won some money from that comp. So not smart. If you have a broken ankle, take care of it. That was really dumb. It probably became more broken doing that. But
don't let that be the lesson.
Yeah, that's not the lesson. But maybe a month or so later on Instagram, I just messaged Tiger Balm. I just want to thank you because if it wasn't for your stuff that I've been using for years, I wouldn't have gotten this trophy. And I sent a picture of the trophy and I was like, dude, I got this trophy. Thank you so much. And I had no intentions of working through. I actually never got paid from Instagram in my life.
Yeah.
At that time. So I was just sending him a cool comment, like thanking him. I have this trophy. That's all I cared about. I didn't even care about the paycheck that I got. I was like, this trophy. And then they responded to me and say, oh, that's awesome. We'll send you more. And I was like, oh, sure. That's all cool. They sent me a huge package of Tiger Balm. I was like, damn, okay. And at that time, I was like, let me make a little Instagram promo video, like a little commercial kind of thing, just as a token of gratitude. So I made a Tiger Balm, like using at the skate park, doing all this stuff. Made a video for them. And then they're like, wow, that video is really cool. We'll send you more. I was like, dude, I don't need more pain relieving stuff. I have a box. My whole body would be numb.
Let's hope I am never in that much pain.
Right. So then I made another video for them just because I'm like, cool, I'm talking to Tiger Balm. It's like a dream company that saved me. And then long story short, we went back and forth with DMs because they loved my videos and they just wanted to keep sending me stuff. And they're like, we want to pay you to keep doing this. So I locked in a yearly contract for 5 years that incrementally got raised without even asking every year for 5 years with them.
Wow.
And it was that I realized that, so wow, that genuine communication is what earned me a steady paycheck with a brand that I love, where the work didn't feel like work because I was already doing it for free. And I would have continued to do it for free because I enjoyed it.
Yeah, that's a great lesson.
Yeah.
I love hearing how someone got to a decision or learned a lesson or what came from it.
The blueprints. Sometimes the specifics really, you can learn a lot.
Yeah.
Even from the outside. Like, I didn't see those blueprints until I realized the story after I think it was 2 years after I locked down. I was like, damn, working with Tiger On, that's crazy. Like, this is nuts. This
Yeah.
is cool. And I'm like, oh, that's probably what
Yeah.
it's a natural way to just be human.
Do you still at this point do reach outs to brands that you know that you are using?
Yeah, 100%. Like, even a lot of stuff with health, like I'm using stuff to recover. I'm using, I'll buy the thing first.
Yeah.
I won't reach out. I'll buy the thing, use it. Like, I bought a red light panel for like $1,000 the other day.
Yeah.
And then I reached out after using it for 2 months, and then now we're talking.
Yeah.
So I spent my own money. I spent thousands of dollars on my own money to get the product to see if I like it. And then if I did, then I would reach out to that specific brand. So it has no BSing.
Yeah.
I don't know, just whatever it is, don't BS.
Yeah. It's a lot easier to say like, hey, I use this and I like this than, hey, here's my rate sheet.
No. It's easy to send the rate sheet, because to say that you like it, you actually have to like it and go through the work to like it. Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, it would be so much more.
It's easier but forced to send the rate sheet, which is what most of the world does.
See, that would give me so much anxiety. I think that's where we are on the same page.
Yeah.
I can't force it. I can't tell you I like it if I don't.
Yeah, we'll prove that. I'll bring olives next podcast. We'll see if you liked olives.
I can already tell you I don't.
You see? But then treat products as olives.
That's a great slogan.
That's it.
That's the episode title.
Yeah. Well, even this morning when I opened my eyes and I just looked at my phone for the first time, it was like 20 emails of just random shit.
Wow.
Yeah, but it doesn't excite me, because I'm like, okay, I'll look through all of them. I'll just look at the product. I won't even look at the message, because sometimes in the message they're already be a rate, like, oh, we'll send you this. Let me just see the thing first. And there was one that was kind of cool, and it was like a security camera, but then like I already have security cameras at iBase, so I'm gonna have double the security cameras and just for the video. That's kind of where it's at. So I'll get a lot. I'm at the point where I'm very picky for my audience sake.
I respect that.
Plus, there's some tactics on working with specific brands in order to gain access to the other ones that you really like. There's that too. Like, I'll work with a big brand for free because I know another big brand that doesn't work for free sees that I work with this other big brand, and I go, oh, whoa, he's working with them. I wouldn't pay him. So you can use like a chain link. But then you still need that first brand that you work for free that's big to be a brand that you enjoy.
Yeah.
So there's also that. There's like different strategies to kind of get access and to the brands that you really, really like, that you dream of.
Do you have a dream brand that you haven't worked with yet that you're willing to share with us?
Probably Jordan.
Like
the shoes.
Well, these aren't Jordans, but yeah.
Probably Jordan.
All right.
That'd be, I think, and then everything that I'm working with is probably my dream. That'd be the only one. Everything else, I'm like the 4 brands that I work with right now. Yeah. Top ones are my dream ones that I got.
Okay. Let's do some manifesting, Jon.
Jordan?
If Jordan was going to send you anything, what would excite the hell out of you?
A DM.
Okay. So we're talking Michael Jordan personally.
Oh, I don't even need Michael Jordan. Just the brand itself. Just to open that DM thread.
Have you ever DM'd them?
Yeah, they've seen some stuff, but they never responded back yet. But they will next year. If you have a dream brand, it'll eventually happen.
I think that, what do they say?
It's manifest.
Being Delulu is the Salulu. Have you ever seen that?
I've never seen it, but that makes sense.
The fact that you haven't seen it and I just said that is really embarrassing, because I assumed everybody had seen it all over the internet, but that might just be my algorithm. All right, we're going to wrap up with one more question. Before you got your first Razor scooter, did you have like a dream career? Did you know what you wanted to be when you grew up?
No, I had no clue. And that would piss my parents off.
I can see that.
That would piss my parents off. I think before I got a Razor scooter, the only thing that comes to mind is I watched Tony Hawk do his 900 and the X Games when I was 7. And I was 7 years old and I watched it. I said, damn, I just want to feel what he felt. Just being surrounded by people and doing what he liked and challenging himself. He was fighting, he was falling. And I was just so excited. That was the first moment I remember ever feeling the chills. From there, I was like, I just want to chase that feeling. So that's the only thing, that's the only lead I had toward this.
Yeah.
Which ended up leading in this very similar direction. Skateboards and then now scooters. That was the only thing.
So what advice would you give to somebody who still hasn't found that high that they're chasing? What advice would you give them that they could utilize now to start moving towards the direction of the career they want, or even just the dream life that they are looking for?
Go taste things. Go
Okay.
taste everything. Don't try to taste things. Just go out, be present, and explore life.
Just do it.
Yeah, but just try it.
I was trying to bring in Nike there for a second.
I mean, just try everything. You don't know if you like olives or not until you try them, right? And then if you find another food that you like, wow, I love this food. The feeling you got from eating this food, holy shit! I got to come back to this restaurant. I got to make this. I learn how to make it at home. Got to try a different restaurant with the same recipe. Same thing with things you like to do. Like, do I like podcasts? Do I like filming video, photo, vertical, long form? You don't know what you like until you try everything. And I think the world that we're in now, you have access to everything. So there's no excuse to try everything versus 100 years ago, you either like rode a horse or you shot a gun or something, right? So like the options now are so endless that it could make it overwhelming to just find what you want to do. But that's what makes it more fun because now you can try to do everything. And I think from there, there'll be a moment where you go, whoa, that was fun.
Yeah.
How can I do more of this? And how can I make this my life?
Yes, that's perfect.
It's easy. It's easier said than done, but I mean, it's a very Gary V kind of thing too, where he always says, just like go explore things with people that you like, surround yourself with the right people and the things you enjoy to do, and find things you enjoy, and take pieces from each thing. If it's not just one, some people always try to chase the one thing. Like I scooter, so it's like, oh, there must be a one thing since you have your scooter. For me, it's one. For some people, it might be 10 different things I like. You know, I think that's one thing I've seen a lot where it's like, I haven't found my passion. It's like, well, maybe your passion is multiple things and changing. I don't know, it could be anything.
Multi-passionate.
Yeah,
Those are my people.
Yeah, yeah. Or your passion is not really a thing. It's more of your passion about just trying things.
Yeah.
That could be a passion, which then can confuse you. But if you have self-awareness, then you'll realize that.
Yeah, that's a great point too. I think you'll appreciate this because it's been the theme of our conversation. I am the multi-passionate person. Love hearing people's stories and talking to them, which is why I started this podcast and it's why I work in social media. But if I had to answer the question of like, if I could do anything, if I could wake up every day and do anything, it would be like create content or have conversations that inspire people. And so my biggest goal right now is trying to figure out what that looks like. And my biggest lesson this year has been letting go of the outcome. So we talked a lot today about like, don't do it because you want to get paid, right? Like I didn't start a podcast because I think I'm going to get paid for it. I know that that is a long, arduous process and it's either going to happen or it's not. I'm just more excited by the idea of like what it could be. I'm thrilled by the becoming, what it could be. And so that's a good thing and a bad thing sometimes because I can get distracted.
And you can worry a lot about what it can become rather than what it is.
Yeah.
And I think that's even every human juggles that. Yeah. I got to juggle it too. Oh my God, Jordan in the future. It's like, well, if I don't, it's still fine. Yeah. You got to balance that.
Yeah. I say every day, I have no problem. A lot of people can't see the big vision. I can see the big vision. I can paint it very clearly. So I'm like the opposite. My big vision is so big that it's like, okay, but I'm still here. So I need to honor the big vision and do the work to get to the big vision.
I think you're here, but I think this is a never ending wall you never touch in a good way.
No, I think that's like the very best way to wrap this up.
In a good way, because no matter what, like for me, I wanted to be pro. Holy shit, I made it. It's not the end. You can push it. So whatever that big vision is can be pushed to infinity. And that's the cool part about this world.
Do you suggest continuing to push, or do you suggest finding a place where you are doing the thing and you are happy and you are content and you can enjoy it?
I think you always have to push yourself, whether it's with the job or just be human. You have to learn. If you can learn something new every day or do something new or meet someone new, I think that's that same human aspect that keeps people alive longer. So you can do that with content and your goals. It's the same thing where I turned pro, and that was in 2008. But I mean, imagine if I reached this dream goal of mine in 2008 and I stopped. So that was it. That would have been great, but after that has been greater.
When you reached that and you were like, holy shit, I'm pro, did it feel, what's the word?
Complete.
That's one option. Or the other option would be like, Okay, man.
Oh, hell no. It definitely wasn't that one.
Yeah.
I think I expected myself to feel complete
Yeah.
when I hit it, when I turned pro. And then when I did, it felt like the game has just begun.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
And was wrong in how I thought of it. It's like, oh, my dream is to be pro. And once I'm pro,
Mhm.
I made it.
Mm.
And then it was like literally 2008. I was like, okay. And that's when I started pushing even harder than I ever did. And it's just naturally. I don't know. We all strive for more.
Yeah.
So no
I
matter
guess
what,
that's what
that'll
I was
happen.
getting
Yeah,
at.
it'll happen naturally. You'll get to this goal
Yeah.
that you're very close to already. And then you'll hit it. You'll probably one up it. And then you're gonna get bored and want more. Like it's
Yeah.
just normal. Like all of us want more.
Yeah. I have had 2 lived experiences where, like, my whole life, it was go to college, graduate college, get a full-time job. And I did that, and when I did it, I was like, "What? Like, what now? I just completed the thing that I've been working towards, so now what?" And that was really, like, a shock to my system because you identify with the whole, like,
System.
well, just the process in getting there. So then when you get there, what do you identify with? What are you working towards?
Depends on what it is.
Right.
So at that moment when you telling me that tells me that college was cool, but it wasn't your favorite thing.
Actually, I would argue that. I would go
Really.
back to college. I
So how come
love
you're not in college right now then?
well, because 'cause I'm not ever gonna be 20. I
Just
don't
go
wanna
to
be in college
Okay, so
again.
why can't you go to school right now?
I think in some ways I do. Not go to school figuratively, but like or literally, but I am consistently looking for ways to learn.
But if you like
Once
learning, that's what you enjoy, and that's what you're still doing now, which makes
mm,
sense.
but then it's like once you get to the goal, that's where it's like the goalpost keeps moving. And that's why I asked the question because some people, like for me, the goalpost keeps moving and I'm like, is enough gonna be enough? Like, could I just be content in the fact that I have a good job? Or do I need to keep pushing for more? And my answer was, I'm gonna keep pushing for more.
I think we keep pushing until we find true peace.
Interesting.
I've learned, not learned, but I've seen some examples of that in the
Hmm.
last few years with a lot of older people. It's something that I'm kind of studying right now. Because for me, I'm just more, 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 more. But then when you're thinking more, you also there's a percentage of your mind that's not thinking present, which to be present is the best way to live. So I think there needs to be that kind of balance.
Hmm.
Even though right now, I'm like, okay, next year I'm gonna go crazy with long form, all this stuff. Like,
Yeah.
so hopefully all this earns me that peace that we all want to have in the future, but that we need the stability, the income, the goals, the dreams, the legacy to all be written in order to put the pieces together to earn this peace.
I think I mentioned earlier when you said you were uploading 10-minute plus videos every day, that some people would automatically be like, holy shit, how? So that question mark sometimes is enough to stop people because they compare themselves. I feel like the majority of the work I do with my clients is telling them to stop comparing themselves. It's all like, you hired me to help you show up on social media, but I actually have to coach you in like the mental tenacity it takes to create content consistently and show up and not worry about anybody else. With that being said, people love a blueprint. So if you were going to say, here is how you should structure your first piece of content, here is what I've learned from 23 years of content creation that can help you make your way in the social media world.
And have time to do it because the time is overwhelming too, right?
Yes.
How much time is on this podcast? 5 more minutes, maybe?
Yeah.
So stop watching now, use that 5 minutes and go film a video.
Okay. But what are they filming? What are they doing?
Anything, no structure.
I think that's going to deter some people.
No, because you put the camera on, press record, and say something that's on your mind that you want to say.
And then what?
Post it. And then you criticize the next day. Or you compliment it.
Mm-hmm. So
And then from there, that's where structure comes in, not on the first day.
you're saying don't worry about the hook or the caption
Not
or
right now. If it's your first
any of the
video,
things.
no, it's your first video, just put something random up, pick your nose, whatever, and I don't know, do something. And then tomorrow, when you look at it, if someone watches it and comments, then you have data from that comment to say, okay, I'm gonna make a video like this now.
Mhm.
Or you watch and you see yourself like, I picked my nose a little too long. Maybe I should use a different finger next time, right? There's things where you're gonna, and then from there, the structure naturally gets built, and then it becomes less overwhelming. No matter what, it's the first time someone presses record and they're in front of the lens that is overwhelming.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with the structure, the hook, the 3 second thing. Never in a 3 second. Now we're in like 1.5 second hook now. Screw that. Post something. Just get the fear of being in front of people or on stage. That is the biggest fear.
Mhm.
2%.
Get it over with.
Yeah, like, but don't just film whatever. Just film anything. Whatever's on your mind that you enjoy, just film it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Press record. Maybe you didn't even say anything. You just be in front of the camera, press record, and upload it.
Yeah.
That is the cure for this whole thing. Literally, talk to my friends. So many people I know, like, oh, I want to be a YouTuber. Okay. I mean, how many times you set the camera up and just, it'd be different if we didn't have cell phones because you get to buy a camera. And everybody's watching this on the phone or something. So you have the gear already. You just go, and to upload now takes 7 seconds.
Right.
And then from there, the fear is broken. And then the next day, the structure's built.
I'm going to invite anybody who does that because you encourage them to send you a DM when they do.
And I'll share it everywhere if they do it. Because I'd love to see that, because then from there, even if they wanted my help, like, oh, I filmed this, like, what do you think? I will give my honest opinion on what I felt, which is what they need in order to make more videos. If they need that information, need that feedback, same way we need that feedback in person. If I walked in here and I smelled terrible, you better tell me that I smelled terrible. Otherwise, we're sitting here for an hour with me smelling terrible. You tell me, criticize, okay, I leave, I spray something and come back, now we're good. Structure.
Yeah, I like it. I like that. So our biggest takeaway today is go do the thing. Don't overthink it. And earn the right to keep doing it to get yourself to your goal and the peace that will ultimately come with it. Yeah. All right. I think that's great.
That was good.
Thank you for joining us today on Fearlyss and Unfiltered. Jon, it was a pleasure to have you here. If you have listened to this episode and you found something invaluable, which I know that you did because Jon shared a lot of wisdom with us, please share it with your friends, like, subscribe so that we can keep bringing these episodes into the universe.